I do enjoy maybe everything about it. Is the teachers, is my peers that I'm working with, is that every day is a different day. I really like doing the crime scenes, investigations. I like taking pictures. I like examine the evidence that we get. I love debating in our class. I do like and love everything about my course. There is nothing that I don't like about it. And I really truly enjoy it with everything that we do. It's the coursework that we do. Sometimes it's really long, but it's always interesting and I can always rely on my teachers and yeah. The biggest one is probably the traffic collision that we did in the school. We did like the crime scene and we had to take the pictures, measurements and all these stuff, and it's a big project, so it's a lot of things that we need to talk about, and I'm actually on it now. This is one of my last assignments. And maybe the photography that we did a simulated crime scene as well with a fake body that we needed to examine, and the fire investigation that we did with the dead body in a house, and we needed to examine and we needed to find what was the cause. And it was really interesting because it wasn't just a normal scene that you're just gonna see someone that died from an accident in like fired something and they just slept on it. It was really more than that. It was that there were actually other people involved in it, and the more we find out about the scene, the more evidence we find and the more questions we find, and it's just endless, and it's just really interesting because we're debating in the class and everyone is telling their opinion, and we actually put the pieces together and we make a whole story that makes sense of it, and it's just amazing. And yeah, probably this is the biggest project that we have done recently, is the fire one.
I like the practical side to it personally, and I like how it's quite straightforward and there's always like an investigation to it.
Yeah, it's all like, it's the physical sort of activities that go into it, like the crime scenes and the investigation purposes of it. It's all so interesting. It's like you're actually in a scene.
Yeah,
It's like really informative to learn.
And it helps you
whilst
sort of
doing
learn
practicals.
what it's like.
It's also very interesting and learning about all the procedures and everything.
What kind of projects have you enjoyed then?
The car crash that we did recently,
Yeah,
the
really
fire
good.
investigation, that was good.
There was a forensic photography one that we had to do as well. We had to go in at like a crime scene and take our own pictures of like the scene, and there was obviously not a real body but a body, and then like loads of like blood splatters and different pieces of evidence we had to find, and then sort of piece it together on how we thought that the crime took place and how it ended.
And analyse like the patterns of the bloods and stuff. That was quite nice.
And then like the times that we entered, the times we didn't, who entered, who didn't, and then being obviously PPE as well. So it was like a real sort of
Hazmat suit,
experience.
gloves, boots,
Yeah.
everything.
I enjoyed the range. It's very different to other courses that you do at school, so I think I enjoyed how different it was.
I think the practicals are good. You find fingerprints, catch criminals. Things quite interesting, and there's a lot to it.
We did a bit of psychology. That was fun. You know, learn about the mind and how it works, and how different people think differently.
It's just really interesting. There's a lot of like experiments and all that.
It's just related to everything, to be
Yeah.
honest. Everyday life. It's just,
Science.
yeah. That's what I think is really good about it.
So, are you going to study the HNC?
Yes, I am, and I have no patience for it yet. I know it's going to be 2 days a week, but it's going to be a lot of work, and actually I have no patience for it. Yes, I do.
Why? So, did you look around other places, or was
No,
you
I
dead
just
set?
straight away, they just told me we have higher national. I was like, okay, I'm staying in. I'm staying here, and that's it. I would like to practice in the field that I'm studying. I would love to actually practice, and I know my teachers are going to be really helpful with that. They're going to try and help me a job. They're going to give me opportunities, and the only thing that I need just to be prepared about it. And I have 3 years, and I know I'll do good. And yes, basically I hope to practice. Hope I practice my field.
I'm going to go to University of Kent, hopefully, to do forensics. But I think everyone else is going to the HNC.
I've chosen to go to a uni in Greenwich called Ravensbourne, and I'm doing editing and post-production.
I also plan on going to Ravensbourne to do animation.
And I am planning on going to Winchester University to study film production.
I've applied for the High Nationals. It's still here at the college. It's just the same course but further education.
I've also applied for the High Nationals.
High Nationals.
I haven't decided yet.
I looked around and I got given quite a lot of advice about it here, and I just thought that I may as well stay somewhere where I know the teachers and I know sort of the area and how it would work, and that if I needed help then I've got that sort of backup plan, and that I wouldn't just be left to do something by myself. And I get on really well with like the course teachers as well, and they're always sort of willing to help, and
they know the way that we learn. If we
Yeah.
ever needed help, they'd always be there to help us. So.
and it's sort of easier to like physically do the activities rather than just be sort of sat there reading paper and not sort of being
Yeah.
active.
I think that's the same with me. Like they're really supportive and yeah.
Yeah, so I came to the careers advisor, and he just taught me through it all, and I was like really umming and erring between the HNC and university, and just thought it's a bigger step, and I just thought I'll go for it.
New
And
experience.
then, yeah, I say Dale said he'll support me and like email if I need any help, so I kind of got you guys as a
Yeah,
backup.
definitely.
Yeah, I looked at others, but I just felt like obviously there's a lot of experienced people here teaching us anyway. I thought that would be nice because I know them now. It'd be nice to take it further, just further education.
Yeah. I'd say I applied here because it's more of a comfortable environment. Although I had a look at other places, they didn't interest me as much as this one.
I'd say the staff support you well than you would have in university, where you're just kind of left alone to do your studying and
Yeah.
less involved. So that here it's
It's
working
nice.
together
Yeah,
essentially.
I would say be patient and be a hard-working person, because if you don't put the effort, no one else is going to do it for you. And if you actually do the work, and if you're actually being respectable, and you're actually being, you know why you're coming into the college, everything else is just going to be perfect, because the teachers are just more than helpful, they're more than supportive, and everything that you need to do is just be here, ask questions, and you'll do absolutely fine.
I'd recommend it because it's a friendly environment and there's always someone to talk to if you're ever stuck, or the teachers are always there to help you.
Yeah, they're very supportive.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just thrown in the
Supportive as
deep
well.
end. There's always sort of someone you can go and rely on to help you if you're in like a sticky situation with like college or even anything. There's always someone that you can speak to about stuff and ask for help.
Like everyone knows each other as
Yeah,
well.
it's so like friendly and welcoming.
Just go for it. Just apply for something that, even if you're unsure whether you like it or not, just apply for it anyway. Because you always get that chance where you don't like it and you can always apply for something else. But yeah, just always try it. Give it a go.
You never
Push
know.
yourself. Yeah.
You may like it when you actually get deep into it.
Mm. Yeah.
If you got the chance, you might as well just take it. Do what you feel is best.
I would, because it's an amazing place, because it's different, because we have a lot of people, we have different ethnicities, backgrounds, we have so many things, we have so many opportunities, so many courses. It's just worth it. It's just worth it.
I recommend the course a lot, but only if you enjoy science, because there is a lot of like science behind it. It is really interesting, but if you don't enjoy science and you don't like being sort of under pressure at times, then
Yeah, if you don't want to put the
Yeah.
hard work in, then don't.
it
but
is a lot of work, but it does pay off in
Yeah.
the long run, so it's so
Absolutely.
worth it. And if you want to go into like the police or anything, there's obviously after the HNC there's so many different roads that you can go down to actually get into that sort of area.
Yeah,
and
100%.
like placement as well, because in the first year you do work placement, and depending on where you go, I went to Kingston Crown Court, other people went elsewhere, and it is like an eye opener to what you want to do.
Yeah, all the different branches within forensic science.
It's so interesting.
You can basically pursue anything
You can just
with
be
the
anything and do
qualifications of the
anything, and
course,
it's
yeah.
so
And you learn such a variety of different topics and all of these different things that it's very easy to decide what you want to do.
Yes, I would, because it's very down to earth. It's very homely, very kind of very group friendly. That's the word. Very friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend